Hi everybody, it's Connie and happy Tuesday afternoon. It is another day of watching videos and hanging out, and I thought it would be a great day to show you another special card to add to your arsenal. You may have noticed that I'm starting to build some templates for you so that you can store these, and then anytime you want to make a card, you have your templates already. So this is your template for the easel card. So what is an easel card? An easel card is one that basically opens like a normal card, but it has a hinge that allows it to stand up. So this one would stand on a table like this, or, like this. So basically the easel is something that, like, what I like about this one is, I have a calendar on it. You could put a picture of, your family on it. And basically it could just sit at your desk all the time. And so it can be a birthday card or whatever, but it could be something that you keep out all the time too. So that's what an easel card is. Basically, it's just a standard card, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and you can fold it whichever way you want. So I scored it in the center and made this one, for example, an upright version. What if you used one like this, just your standard card base, and I scored it halfway at 4 1/4, and you just fold that. And then your other score is right in the center, so that basically you're building your easel. Does that make sense? That's all there really is to building the base. And so I'm going to move that, and we're going to put a couple of these together. So the first one, I decided to use the Princess Castle because I'm sort of in a Disney frame of mind. I'm sort of wondering how I'm going to schedule my next Disney trip with them being closed right now. It's like, when do you schedule it? So I have this castle in my head. Anyway, whenever I make one, this one comes with thin cuts, but you don't have to. But if I'm going to make one, I make a bunch, and I store them inside the package so that next time I want to mess around with this castle, maybe it's a lot easier because I just pull out the ones that are already done. This one I colored already. I had it all stamped and ready to go so that you wouldn't have to sit and watch me color. And then we build a base. So basically, it's the same thing as what you saw. It's 4 1/4 by 11, folded in half, and then scored at the 2 3/4 mark so that we can make an easel. Now, the next part of this, like in this version, you may have noticed that I added a panel to it to make it more sturdy. I was thinking, well, this one in particular has a calendar on it. It may be out more, and it may wilt under time. Cardstock isn't always sturdy enough, so I thought I'd add to a base. So you could make just a panel, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 panel, and when you adhere it, you only adhere it to the bottom part of your easel. So you would only adhere it right here. Does that make sense? It's kind of hard to see since it's the same color. Here, I'll flip it over. Maybe that'll be easier. But I only adhere it at the bottom so that it will stand up like that. I did not want to do a panel for this particular card, but I wanted to show you that that is certainly an option. And I have a second card that we're going to be making where I did do that too. So the other part of the easel is something, you need a stop. You need something to keep it from just closing again. And that is how I used my message. And so this message is from an old stamp set. It was like a magical, it was like a constant campaign, a special that had Disney themed or castle themed images. So I just wanted to show you that it's not available anymore, but that's where this message came from. And I just basically used foam tape on it. You might be able to see I have a layer of foam tape in there, and that adds a little bit of dimension so that when you adhere it to your base, you have a stopping point for your easel. Just like that. You wouldn't necessarily have to do that, but it really does help the easel stand up better. The other thing that I wanted to show you is when you are not putting a panel on it, you don't want to just glue down your entire image because it won't pop up. So you really only want to put adhesive on the bottom part so that when you're done like this, it will still pop up. I hope you can see that okay. Hi, Kelly. Like that. So here I'm going to use my tape gun, and I put adhesive just at the bottom of the castle, and I don't want it to extend above the fold that I've made. So I'm going to put it right there. And now you can see it's only adhered at the bottom, so it will pop up. I'm going to add a little bit of other decoration here. This is another one of those messages from that magical set. And I added, of course, sparkle to it with the pen, shimmer pen. So this is really fun. I just thought that one was a really cute card. And like I said, I'm in a Disney frame of mind. Now, since you mail it or give it to someone flat in an envelope, I did decorate the extra around the top here, but just know that when it is standing up as an easel, you probably won't see it, because that is the part you would see, if you set it on your table or your desk. But I just decorated that because it looked really weirdly plain without anything in the background. Okay, so that's card one. What do you think? Good? So the second card, we're going to do the same kind of thing. And the stamp set that we're using today is Let the Good Times Roll. This is perfect. Isn't this the one that you got, Kelly? I can't remember, but I love this. It was one of the very first things that I picked out of the catalog. I love all the little parts. There are thin cuts. It has a thin cut available if it's shaded in blue. That means that there's a thin cut for those particular images. So I did go ahead and I cut out a whole bunch, and you can see I just shoved them in the envelope ready to go. And I took my piece, and just like we did before, it's 4 1/4 by 11, folded in half, and then scored again halfway on one side so that it'll make the easel. Okay. So on this one though, I decided I wanted a panel, and I wanted the panel to pop up. But because this is such a fun image, look how I colored it, isn't that fun? I wanted it to be more colorful, so I added layers. So I did a nectarine layer, a raspberry layer, and a black layer, and I just kind of made them, a 1/4 inch smaller, each time. This message right here is part of the stamped images right there. And notice, see, I don't know if you can see them very well, but see those little bitty letters right there? That goes in the license plate. So you may notice I stamped mine that says love is all you need. Might look a little blurry on camera. Hi, Stephanie. Yeah, I can see who's online because I moved my camera now so I can see the names as you pop up. I can't necessarily always do that, but the way I have my camera set up today, I can. So, all right. So the other thing, it felt weird to have this van sort of just floating on the card. So I made some, I was hoping this would make it look more like a road. So I'm going to go ahead and adhere that to the panel. And then adhere my bus. Sorry, I usually use different adhesive on these, but okay. All right, so there's my basic panel on my easel card. And remember that when you don't want to glue the entire thing down because you lose your easel ability. I mean, it makes a great card just by itself, but if you want it to pop up like an easel, you only want to adhere that bottom half, right? I hope that makes sense. So I'm going to put adhesive on here just so you can see what I'm talking about. So I have adhesive on the bottom part of my easel, and then I'm going to attach my panel, push it down. Okay, so then you can see it's going to only be adhered at the bottom, and it'll pop up when we're done. Now at the very bottom, there's several messages you could use out of this set. Happy moments, let the good times roll. You could use them both like that. You could do anything you wanted. Just remember, you want them to be a little dimensional with foam tape on the back so that it'll catch when instead of just going closed. So I put some of these on dots. I wanted to decorate this just a little bit. And I did start peeling these off right before I went on camera because I didn't think you'd want to watch me peel all the foam tape off. So we want to put this down and see how it just caught right there. So I think that's pretty cool. And then I like to decorate the part that is going to be showing. These are images from that set too. So I think these are fun. And I also really wanted to use these flowers because I think they look really neat. And so I went ahead and colored and cut out a few of those to decorate the card a little more. And a heart. Isn't that cute? So that's basically it. And then you'll see the easel. I hope you can see that. So I think that's really fun. And you could write, you know, your message, your happy birthday, or whatever you want to put in there with a note. But they could stand it up and that message would be hidden. The only part that really shows is what you use to catch your card so that it will stand up. There's a ton of easel cards online, and so you can look it up and find one that you like. I love this one, and I really love this one. And then of course, the Disney one. Who wouldn't love the Disney one, right? So those are the ones we made today. All right. If you have questions, let me know. And just so you know, I drew names for March for the last week's drawing, and the winners were Stephanie Krantz. Stephanie, congrats, and Pam Ostapkowitz. I have butchered her name. Ostapkowitz, something like that. She'll correct me, I'm sure. Anyway, those will go out in your packages this month. So congrats, you guys. Good to see you. Bye.